What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to VV Vibes, where I love talking all things VV NFTs, speculation, and of course the market. So kind of wanted to give you guys a quick game plan of what I plan on doing for the Golden Moments drop that's going to be happening here on Monday the 14th, February 12th at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, blind box format Golden Moments. I know that's a huge mouthful, but we have Donald Duck and Crazy Over Daisy Golden Moment, and then we have Lady and the Tramp on this lovely Bella Notte. I think that's how it's pronounced. So yeah, so the first thing I kind of wanted to mention, I did have a couple notes pulled up here, is obviously have enough gems just for the drop alone. The drop information is here. They are 60 gems each. As you can see, a lot of people are thinking there were like 100 gems or this or that. What this kind of leads me to believe, and kind of what a lot of people thought, was that a lot of these drops are already happening or already planned, like maybe even like months, maybe even years out at this point, because it seems like the additions haven't gone up too much. The box price hasn't gone up either, so I'm not sure if that's something that the IPs want to do, is just like keep increasing the box prices as VV kind of matures on the platform. Not entirely sure for the most part, but at the very least, make sure you have at least 60 gems in your account. I know there's a lot of great buys on there on the market, but you'd be doing yourself a huge disservice if you did not have at least 60 gems for the drop. Make sure it's preloaded on your account. I highly suggest you guys don't wait till you win the drop to then load it up with gems. Odds are you might get disconnected. There could be an error in transferring gems, whatever could be happening. I highly suggest you guys don't wait that long to load your account up with gems for the most part. And the other thing too is that don't sell a bunch of things either. Like ever since my last few streams, my last few videos, I've only sold one NFT so far since the announcement of the Golden Moments that I was kind of a little bit in the red on, and that was my rare Spider-Man. Basically, I lost like 150, 200 gems or whatever selling it at the price that I did, but I felt like that allowed me to have enough gems in my account to purchase potentially Donald Duck and Daisy Duck. So that's why I did it, but I highly suggest, there's a lot of people that are like, hey, should I sell my Golden Moment in this lenticular card to maybe have enough for the Golden Moment set? I highly suggest you don't do that. If you have a Golden Moment, I wouldn't sell it for another Golden Moment or lenticular cards for this. Lenticular cards have actually already done a very good job recovering even since this dip right now. Pretty much everything Disney right now, other than the Steamboat Willies, which I do think will go up in value because the listings haven't really changed all that much. They've still been plateauing pretty low for the most part. But before we get into that, again, I wouldn't sell too much stuff, but my price predictions for all this, I'll go ahead and pull up the Medium article really quickly. Again, I'll put a link to that below. I know this Medium article came out probably like what, a day or two ago or so. I'll give you guys very quickly my price predictions. So I was right. I did say that Donald and Daisy would probably be the common, whatever's like the most the more popular character or icon of the set will usually be the common that has the most mint additions. So this is the highest additions we've actually ever seen for Golden Moments at 13,333. I think the highest one we've ever seen is actually Elsa, I believe, at 13,300. So this one actually has 1,000 more additions, which does not make a huge difference in my opinion. So we do see these are called Valentine's Day series. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a special series. Will that give it extra relevance? Will that not really matter at the end of the day, because it's not like, well, this is series 2 Golden Moments and this and that. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to be, if that's going to give it more value, less value, not entirely sure. This is also the combination of two of the Fab 50 statues of both Donald and Daisy kind of put together. So it's a double FA, which is very important. In my honest opinion, I'm not exactly sure what these prices are going to go for. If any, like, I couldn't really tell you. These could go super, super high or pretty low. I think people are more experienced now that like pretty much none of these should go for below 1,000. I think when the first Golden Moments came out, a ton of people were selling Golden Moments across the board for under like 500 gems, because back then we had no idea what kind of gold mine we were sitting on. But I really think that the Crazy Over Daisy Golden Moment, I think, can go anywhere between 1.5k to 3.5k. Sorry, not 1.5, 2.5k to 3.5k. Do I see it doing better than C3PO? At least right now, no. I could see it possibly overtaking C3PO, given enough time, given enough Disney fans that are on the platform that really understand the importance of having a double FA of Donald and Daisy. But for now, I could see it kind of positioning itself in like the upper middle echelon of the Golden Moments, like price wise. So it could maybe do a little bit better than Elsa, but I don't see it like pushing 5k. 4k might even be a bit of a reach, so that's why I put it at like 3.5k. But again, that's kind of me playing on the safe side. But who knows, like Donald could go up for less than 2k on the market, and same thing with Lady and the Tramp, which I don't think they've made any movies or TV series or anything about them recently. It's just kind of an old movie that came out a while back, as you can see, 1955, which is quite some time ago, but it's still very well known. Two characters, it's still a double FA at the end of the day with 7,777 editions. That is kind of on the high end for what's considered the rare or like the uncommon version of the Golden Moments, because I believe most of the other ones had like 6,333 or something like that. So this one is a bit on the high end. Again, I don't think Lady and the Tramp are like the most popular, like the most iconic characters in Disney, but they'll still do pretty well. I would probably position this anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5K. You know, I know I'm kind of giving a 1,000 gem price range here, but it's really hard to tell. People could just be, you know, there could be a lot of people on the app right now with anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 gems really to just pull the trigger at any moment. So that could just artificially just increase the price for some of these and really have like Lady the Tramp even beat out things like Iron Man. Like I don't see that happening long term, but right now I think just so many people are just trigger happy. They've been selling off and liquidating so many things with this gem squeeze and stuff that's been happening in the last month that it could price wise initially overtake Iron Man. But I think given enough time, either Lady and the Tramp will go down in price, or like something like Iron Man will just go up in price, and people are going to figure out like, well, like Lady and the Tramp should not be more expensive than Iron Man, something like that. So that's my take on it. So if you are shooting for Lady and the Tramp, in my opinion, you should probably have 1.5 to 2.5K stashed aside. And then if you are going for Donald and Daisy, I would say anywhere between 2.5 to 3.5K stash away. But again, I'm kind of interested. I've heard other content creators predicted to be much higher, like closer to 4K, than others say like, yeah, it'll probably go for below 2K. That's a good way to snatch it. But my opinion, I think it's going to go for like 2.5 to 3.5K in that range. And again, the initial drop price, it's going to be all over the place, right? But the first few people that might list this might put it for 10,000 gems. Will it sell? Probably not, but it might kind of settle around that area before it goes on. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is I just put peppers as my note, and that is because there was a link. This happened, you know, February 11th, so this was 2 days ago. But essentially, Alex G said, "Hey, like this drop is basically only a 2 out of 4 on the scale of peppers." And basically, what he means is that like, okay, like this drop is pretty exciting, but not as good as what we have prepared coming up around the corner. Does that mean more Golden Moments? I kind of don't think so, because I kind of heard through some other content creators, and again, this is all just speculation, but basically Disney kind of approached Vivi saying like, hey, do you guys have anything planned for Valentine's Day? Could you guys do something? And they said like, okay. And I guess they kind of threw this together. Again, that is 110% speculation. I have zero idea if there's any truth to it, but it kind of makes sense why they kind of did this as a solo drop and not like a whole new series drop of Golden Moments. I feel like if there was going to be a whole new series, they would have told us up front like they did last time, but you never know with Vivi nowadays. So there could be more Golden Moments around the corner. A lot of people are speculation Boba Fett at some point at the end of the month, because all the talk about Spice is a big part in like the Boba Fett show. I haven't fully caught up with it just yet. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but I do want to catch up to it at some point. So a lot of people are kind of predicting a Boba Fett Star Wars thing, which is a pretty big deal. So but me personally, I'm going to be shooting for Donald and Daisy. And if I don't get the drop, and if I can't afford it in the secondary market, because I do have quite a few, about a couple, maybe 2.5K, maybe 3K in gems right now. Actually, I haven't looked on my phone recently, ready for the drop. But if for whatever reason I just cannot get Donald and Daisy, I'll probably still hold off on my gems, because I do think if there's another big drop announcement, that could cause a secondary gem squeeze to just contract the market even more, especially if it's something like Boba Fett. Star Wars has done extraordinarily well. I mean, so far we've only had 2 drops of Star Wars, right? R2-D2 and C-3PO. And those have been some of the biggest surprises on the app over the last like month or so. And I think just Star Wars in general, Star Wars and Disney so far have just been totally killing it on the app. And so far, Golden Moments have been the most steady thing on the market, even more steady than Todd and than some of the other like Marvel stuff. Definitely just DC across the board. I would say the only other thing that is probably just as steady is like the big 5 when it comes to secret rare comics. So like Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, Amazing Spider-Man, like all those like Amazing Spider-Man, like all those high-end comics at the secret rare value or like level have been maintaining their price very, very well during this point. So I might have to do a video about like my overall big scope of veve and kind of what my game plan is. But I think the long story short of it is like I'm going to start focusing more on golden moments, Disney, and probably Star Wars as it comes out. I do love Marvel, and I do want to get some Marvel stuff occasionally, like on the side, but I don't see myself like heavily investing and spending 60% of my vault value on Marvel stuff when I just know I feel like just Star Wars, Disney is just going to do so much better for the most part. So like I said, if I can't afford Donald or Daisy in the secondary market, it just flies up too high or just something crazy happens, I'm just going to hold off on it, and I might just buy one of the other gold moments on the secondary market, or I might just kind of hold off, wait for a potential secondary squeeze, because people are going to be chomping at the bit as to what Alex G was even referencing to in that most recent thing. So I mean, there's some good buys on the market right now. Kind of wanted to pull this up. So like the lenticular cards are already recovering very well. Like Donald Duck is already back up to 800 gems. He was being sold off for 700. Seems like people kind of realized the potential of Donald Duck. I had a ton of people ask me like, hey, do you think the FA version is going to hurt the value of Donald Duck? I think just this says it alone. I don't think it will, and I don't think it should. If it does, it's going to be very short-lived. One question I do want to ask veve is, now that Donald Duck is essentially going to have an FE and an FA, the only way it can get like another tag is like, let's say they did like a Donald poster, or if they did like a car that looks like Donald Duck or something just weird like that. Would that be another FE, or because Donald Duck has already taken up that slot in the artistic style vehicle, whatever slot, that from now on, Donald Duck, there's no more FEFA. It's just the cards and the golden moment, and that's it. And if that's the case, both of these are just going to be very valuable in general, because if these are going to be genuinely the only FEFA placements that Donald's ever going to have, I don't think either one is going to affect each other that much at all whatsoever. So I think Donald's recovering pretty well. Mickey Mouse is going up. Pluto is kind of lagging behind. I mean, heck, Donald might even catch up to Pluto at some point. I do think some of the I do think Ghost Spider is still pretty undervalued. She's at like 102. So like when people are asking me like what are good things to pick up if I don't get it on drop and I only have like 100 gems or something, you know, it's like I said, like Ghost Spider. I do think Ghost Spider. I think Steve Rogers is also a good pickup. I mean, it's FA Marvel Mighty. I think that one's also good as well. I think if you have a few hundred gems, like 400 or 500 gems, maybe 600, you can't go wrong with the lenticular cards at the end of the day. So I think those are also good pickups as well. So I kind of want to show some of those really quick, but I also wanted to show some of the golden moments here. So R2-D2 already recovered back up to 9K. C-3PO is pushing his way back up to 5. Iron Man is struggling a little bit. Wally's actually down quite a bit as well. Elsa's kind of holding her ground at 4,200 as well. Sorcerer's Hat is up a tiny bit. I know this one actually went down mostly because of that whole FA-FE change, and same thing with Avengers logo as well. So it's gone down, but it's already recovering as we speak when it comes to the golden moments. And as you can just see, like the golden moments across the board, even some of the least popular ones like Wally or Avengers logo and stuff, like they're just not hard dipping, just like everything else on the market. You're not, unlike DC or Marvel, you're not seeing listings completely skyrocket, go up and to the right, and you're seeing prices go down. Like overall, like if you look at Wally, you look at his peaks, it goes to, goes to basically 1,500 to 1,510 to 1,550, 1,600, 1,650. Like it's going up $50 or 50 gems every single time it goes back up. So, and this is during a gem squeeze, right? So it's not like it's having free reign and there's other Disney drops to kind of hype it up. It's like this is almost most of this was during the entire gem squeeze. And so I think that says a lot about the golden moments, that even the low end, quote unquote low end golden moments are still doing very well, which is why I think I'm going to consolidate a good portion of my vault just to golden moments, Disney stuff, and Star Wars if they do release any kind of Star Wars stuff like Boba Fett towards the end of the month. One other thing I kind of want to talk about, just kind of like the more nuanced stuff. I don't have like an infograph or anything to show you, so I guess I'll just leave up the Donald Daisy picture, which is I do use 2 phones on these drops, which is completely fine and legal by veve. They even said in the last AMA you can't have multiple phones, but once you just have too many and it gets out of control, that's when they can have issues. So I just have 2 phones. And one phone I do have is my main phone. I won't do anything different with that, but on my other phone, what I'll probably do is, because I did get that on a with my phone company, they just said like, hey, if you do this, you get an extra phone for free. So I was like, okay, sure. And so sure enough, on that, what I'm probably going to do is uninstall veve, do a factory reset on that phone, reinstall veve, and recreate that account, make a new account, whatever I need to do. And then same thing with the Probably do the align gate tap. If you guys don't know what that is, I would show you on my phone, but like it's less than 24 hours to the drop, and like veve still does not have the picture of the golden moments on there, which I think is kind of crazy. It seems like veve's really inconsistent with like when they actually post the drops that are going to happen, because if people just aren't on Discord or if they're on Twitter, they just have no idea that the drop is going to be one of the biggest drops that's happened all year is going to happen in 11 hours and 30 minutes from now. Or I should say 23 hours and 30 minutes from now. Like they just have no idea, right? You could sleep in and then you just completely miss it the next day, or you're just not on the app. So I do think they could probably do a better job of like at least posting the drops that are going to happen like at least like 36 hours before or something like that, because right now it's like I said, it's a little over 23 hours until the drop and there's still nothing on the app. So I would love to show you how align gate works, but there's dozens of videos on how to do align gate in blind box format and all that kind of stuff. So that'd be my take on it. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is a factory reset my Wi-Fi as well, and then do the align gate tap spam, you know, technique or whatever it is. And that seems to be the best way. That's how I was able to win blind box drops more often than not. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much my technique for the golden moments drop. Even if I win it, great. If I don't, I'll probably still just hold off. I'll try and pick up a Donald and Daisy in the aftermarket, ideally like below 2K. That'd be perfect. 2,500 I'll probably buy, but if it's over 3 or 4K, I'm not sure if I can afford it, and I might just let it go. And I think that's one thing people need to realize is just okay to let golden moments go. You know, just flip something else, buy something else, and then find a way to basically flip your way into a golden moment later. You don't always have to buy it immediately. That's not always the case, especially since Alex G has already stated, like, this is only a 2 out of 4 on the spice meter. So if we are getting a Boba Fett golden moment, maybe not a golden moment, but just a Star Wars related drop or something towards the end of the month, or something entirely different, unrelated. But if he's saying it's big, it's probably going to be big. So for right now, I'm probably just going to hold off on my gems until that big announcement happens towards the end of the month. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care. I'll catch you on the flip side.